cold start? Let's see. Not very loud. So now I'm going to multitask it here, okay? We're going to remove the fuel filter, I'm sorry. We'll remove the oil filter, the cap, pull the drain plug with the drain pan underneath. At the same time, I remove this panel right here. A couple of screws here, I can take this off, and I've never taken this off before, and I think it just pops off and slides, and your brake reservoir is right under here. When we get to that point, I'll key you guys back in. I'm going to pull the fluid from the brake reservoir. Then I'm going to fill it up with new fluid, and then we're going to start on the far corner over there with a power bleeder hooked up, pumped out to about 15 psi. We're going to start bleeding that corner. Once I get a clear fluid out of there, we're going to switch over to here, go to this corner over here, that corner outside, then the inside, and so on out here, starting from the furthest away to the front, at the same time maintaining my pressure and a good safe level in the reservoir. So that's what we're going to do. So that should cover our I think they call it the 5-year service. At least that's what's coming up on the screen anyway. I don't think there's anything else. So yeah, let's get doing that. So I gotta get my drain pan emptied out, and then I'm gonna get the drain pan under there, get the plug pulled, the drain plug pulled, the cap, I'll remove the cap so we can get some good ventilation, and then I'll get the filter out and replaced. All right? So we're now going to flush the brake fluid on a 2013 335. This is just an X-Drive. I don't think it makes any difference. Or any type of BMW, but I have the Motive Products power brake bleeder with my European adapter, which will thread under our reservoir here. And then I have my AMSOIL brake fluid that I'm going to be switching it with. So what I'm going to do is, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drain the reservoir using my little vacuum pump down here. I'll drain the reservoir out, and then I'm going to fill it back up with the AMSOIL. So being careful not to splash this everywhere, I'm going to pull the fluid out. Now I have a little splash container down here. I'm going to dump it in. Like I said, I'm being extremely careful not to dump this everywhere or drip it or whatever. I think this comes out. It's filtered. I can't seem to get it out, which kind of sucks. Little contaminant filter. Must be locked in. So that means I'm not going to be able to draw all the fluid out, which is going to suck. It's going to take us twice as long. I don't know why they did that. That's stupid. Yeah, I can't even get any more, and it's still almost full. That sucks. At least if I can work a way to get this thing out of here. I think I can somehow. I'm gonna grab a pick. I'm gonna use my little pick here and see if I can get this thing out. There we go. So that's popped in. I'm gonna take that out, leave that sitting down here. Let's get the rest of this fluid out of here. There's like a little float switch in here. If I can get next to it. Ah, there we go. I can get next to it on the inside over here. There, now I'm in the reservoir. There we go. Let's empty that out. So that's about it. So about two and a half of these cups was all I get out of the reservoir, which is quite a bit. I'm going to clean off our filter, snap that back in, and then I'll fill it back up with the new stuff. Go. Wiping up any excess. So I can manage to do this without spilling. That filter sure slowed it down, didn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna take that out of there in order to do this. Don't put that back in yet. Fill it back up. I'll take that out for this whole entire process, and then we'll do it. Okay, we're sitting over here at the passenger side rear. This only has a single piston on here. If this was the outer and the inner, the two piston style, and there was a bleeder out here, I would start out here first. Let's say this is only this one here, it's this one here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this bleeder up. We're going to watch the fluid come out, and then we're going to maintain the level and the pressure at the reservoir. But this is going to take a while. It's not that hard to do. I have my little bleeder wrenches here. I tie wrap the hose onto here, and I'm using just a little empty bottle here where I drilled a hole in the top just so I can see the fluid. So I'm going to crack the bleeder. Oh, there's the fluids coming out. We're just going to let it run out. As long as that pressure maintains up there, we're going to be fine. This fluid is actually pretty good. I'm probably going to run almost a whole entire bottle through from this point here just to make sure. Ooh, I just got a bubble. Just saw a bubble come out. Now I'm going to go maintain my pressure and go look at it real quick. Okay, I'm down to about 12 psi. This is a very slow running process. So I'm going to run this one until this fluid comes out clearer than this, because this is pretty yellow. I don't know if you can see it down there. It's pretty yellow. It just takes a while. You just got to take your time. Looks like I'm getting some bubbles out here. This is crazy. It's hard to believe there's bubbles in the line. So I'm going to check my level. I'm going to maintain it. I'll end up pulling it off and refilling a couple times. So let's go from there. So I've drained about that much. See how yellow it is? I'm now going to empty this bottle out, go fill up the reservoir with another bottle of the brake fluid, and then we're going to pump it up again and see if I can get it to go much clearer than this. So I refilled the reservoir and I'm going to start bleeding again. It took about almost a whole other bottle to fill up the reservoir again. Let's see if we can get this thing to run clear. That'd be great. Or almost clear anyway. It's going to take a while. This is a long drawn out process. This one takes the longest by far because you want to make sure you get the full system drained through. So I'm going to keep going at it. And when I'm done with this one, I'll show you what it looks like out the bottle. Okay. Now this is now my third go around at this. This fluid probably wasn't that bad, but it has a 2-year requirement on the BMWs to change it over. Because this hasn't really changed color. It's pretty much the same as when I started. So that tells me that I've only had this vehicle, it's 5 years old, and I've had it for 2.5 years. So they must have changed it probably within a year or so, and didn't reset the service interval on the dash. So, because it came up as it needed to be changed. But it's pretty good. I'm putting .4 in it over the .3, so it's better fluid anyway. It's synthetic brake fluid. And there was air bubbles in there, which is crazy. So you can continue doing the same process all the way around, and then on the 4-piston calipers up front, you always start with the outside first, and then you do the inside. And it's the same thing. Maintain the pressure, maintain the level, continue draining it slowly. Don't crack this thing all the way loose. Just bring it maybe, I'd say, a half a turn open until you start seeing it come out, and just let it trickle through. You don't want to suck any air in. That's the whole point. You don't want to get any air in there. So this one's done. So I got this one, it's tightened up and done. I just got to pull the bleeder off. I'll pull it off. These tools came in handy. These are right off of Amazon. They were really handy. They really seal up to it. So, and that's it. Plus you don't make a big old mess. You don't have a wrench and a tube sticking on there. You just do that, a little adapter, you're good to go. I'll go on to my next one. I'm going to go onto the driver's side rear and then continue doing the same thing from there. Okay. Brakes are done. Well, flushing the brakes are done. My suggestion is I had 4 bottles of the brake fluid, which is 12-ounce bottles each, is about 48 ounces. Camera's crooked. I suggest having about 60 ounces, so 5 12-ounce bottles. I think some of them come in 16s, but about 60 ounces to do. I almost didn't have enough, so I would suggest doing that. But it was fairly easy. It took me about an hour to do all 4. Obviously, you want to do the whole entire thing at once. Draining the reservoir first and then filling it up with fresh fluid is probably one of the best tactics to use. And then obviously with this being a 4-channel ABS, the lines going to the 2 rears are the same length, roughly. So the rear always ends up using a lot more. I ended up using a whole entire 16-ounce bottle on each rear to get them drained out properly. In the fronts I used about 1 16-ounce bottle, so I almost ran out. So that's 36. Yeah, that's about it, because I just topped it off and I was just done. So yeah, I would suggest having the 60 fluid ounces total to do a brake fluid flush, at least on this model for BMW. I think that's what I ended up going through when I did my Camaro as well. So, alright. Well, that's another project on the BMW. Thanks for watching. Well, the moment of truth. I forgot to add this in, but here it is. We're going to see if lubing all that stuff with that anti-squeal grease for the brakes is going to stop the squeak. It was pretty bad, so let's see what happens. Well, you heard it. No squealing, so that fixed the problem. Greased up all the back of the pads and everything. It works great. Thanks for watching.